For my part today, I'm going to talk to you about how we use technology at school, because that's my job. Mrs. Emile will talk to you just a bit later about how you use it at home and your children are using it at home. I'm going to talk about the devices that we have, like I said, some of the programs that we use, and kind of clarify some things about those programs. I bet your children talk about them. You'll hear them reference things like, I did Alex today, or I did Criterion today. But you don't know what that means, so I want to clarify that and how that helps support our curriculum. They might also talk to you about doing flipped lessons in their classroom, and it's not gymnastics, so I'll talk to you about that a little bit as well. And then how we help them manage their work, because that's a whole nother issue. It's not filling out a piece of paper and putting it in a tray like we did when we were in 3rd grade. So we're going to talk about how to help them manage it, get that information from the teacher, do their work, do their stuff, and get it back in. So, and Mrs. Reed will be a good resource for us on that as well. At our high school students in 9th through 11th grade have netbooks. Right now, they can use those devices as a one-to-one device. They take them home. Our seniors do not have devices in their hands right now. That's because of the way we rolled out our system. We started our first year with 5th graders getting devices and freshmen getting devices, and the kids now who don't have them are 8th graders and 12th graders, and it's just how the rollout process has gone. It's a financial situation. I mean, we would love to put the hands one-to-one to everybody, but we have to be able to hire and pay good teachers. We have to go keep our facilities. We have to be able to do all of those things as well. So, but they have lots of opportunities. There are labs, lots of labs for specific uses at the high school. Also just kind of open labs that they can use and resources that they have. These particular students were doing a project in a science class that I was helping them with. That's a good part of my job. I get to go into classrooms and work with the kids and help the teachers use the technology. So I got to teach high school science that day. That was really exciting. Scary, but exciting. This is a picture of one of our kindergarten classrooms. Our kindergartners, 1st and 2nd graders, are all 2-to-1 with iPads. That means every 2 students share one iPad. They all have that. You also see that big board on the wall that's the same as this one. That's called a smart board. And they're interactive whiteboards, so the kids can manipulate those a lot. So if you hear your children saying, especially the ones with little ones, we did that on the smart board, that's smart, and that's what you want it to do. We have these in a lot of our classrooms, K-12, not every single classroom, but most of them do have smart boards in their classrooms. Great uses for different levels as well. This next picture here is a picture of one of our 4th grade classrooms. This particular 4th grade classroom had the chance to have one-to-one iPads. In our 3rd and 4th grade classes, we have a mix. We have some classrooms with one-to-one devices like this one. We have some with 2-to-1, like at the Pleasant View. And then we have some classrooms that just have a few in there. And we just, again, had to be strategic on how we have selected devices and how we rolled them out. And lots of thought and consideration was put into that. And even if some classrooms don't have as many devices as others, we try to pool them, so have teachers share the devices to provide activities and special learning opportunities for the children as well. I will tell you, in 5th grade, our children, 5th grade and 6th grade and 7th grade, they're all one-to-one with either an iPad or a netbook as well. But then 6th have iPads and 7th still has netbooks right now. We're looking into replacing, starting out with a different device, a new device. The netbooks are no longer made, so we have to find a replacement for that. So we're really putting some thought into committees and administration and teacher input and student input into selecting something that'll be moving forward and that'll be good for the students. When we consider putting technology into our lessons, we are really considering this list of things. This is a list of graduate attributes and capabilities. I'll post this also on our technology page along with the notes and the videos, because this is a very important list. Our teachers at all grade levels are really considering this list. Grades are important. SAT scores are important. All of those things are important. But employers are also looking for these attributes and capabilities in our kids. And by putting technology in their hands, it's not the only way to teach these things. By any means, we're not saying the technology is doing this. But it allows them so many more opportunities by having that. They are looking for things like being able to give others credit for work that you borrow. So think about that. When your students have an iPad or a netbook, they can make papers and presentations, and they can pull work from all sorts of resources, right? They have to learn to credit people on that. It's okay hey, you have all this information, use it, but you have to learn to credit people with that. So that's one of the capabilities, time management skills. So you think, okay, this makes our life easier, right? That's how it helps with time management. It's not just about that. We have kids who have a device in their hand, so they could be playing games on it. They could be, if they get the games put on there somehow, they could be doing it. They could be doing their work on it, and they have to learn to manage that time. And so our teachers, especially our one-to-one teachers, like our 5th grade and our 6th grade, as they're getting the devices out, are really teaching the kids, you have work to do. You need to use this the right way to get your work done. So it teaches great time management skills. And it is a time saver. It's designed to make our lives easier. Things about being able to work in groups and collaborate and share. You can create and share things through technology that was not possible before. I can stand up and read a paper to you, be pretty boring, or I can infuse it with lots of other things to make that presentation more meaningful to people. So we're really teaching them to do those things as well. So this list is so important right now, whether you have a kindergartner, a 4-year-old, lots of 3rd graders, or a senior, they have to have those skills. So that's what we're working toward. So it's about complementing their education, obviously, but it's about building the bigger picture and designing these capabilities. We have lots of different apps and programs that we use here. The apps that we use on the Apple devices, on the iPads, they're mainly designed for productivity, so for the kids to make something using it, and also for creativity. And that's why we have those devices in the hands of the little ones, because we're trying to develop that. Those and the Apple devices lend themselves to that very well. They also support our curriculum. There's lots of skill-based things that we put on there. What we don't do is say, you need to learn how to do addition, so here's an app that's going to teach you that, and walk away. We don't do that. But it's great to say, let's work on speeding those addition facts up. Here's an app that'll help you do that. So it's just there to support the learning. We also have a lot of web-based products and software that go on iPads and also on their netbooks, like Criterion I was talking about. That's a writing program that's used in grades 5th grade through 10th grade. And what it does is it allows the children to answer a writing prompt much like they would on iStep, and it scores it for them instantly. And so it gives them immediate feedback, so they can look at what they did, and it'll even give them like suggestions for corrections. Like, you used this word too many times, or your phrasing was not great. It'll give them little suggestions. They can go back and edit and then resubmit that again. Now, can a teacher do that? Yes, a teacher can do that. It's going to take her a while or him a while to grade all those papers, that's for sure. So that instant feedback is awesome. That's not to say that the teachers don't grade their writing, because they do. But the children can work and really revise one piece with the help of this program several times in the time the teacher can get that turnaround time on getting the paper back. So it's programs like that that support the learning, but don't take over the learning. Do you see what I'm saying? Is that helpful? So when your children are talking to you about Criterion, that's a program that they're talking about. It gives them a score much like iStep too. And where it is not exact, obviously, because there's people grading the iStep test as well. It's a good ballpark. I mean, if a scale is a 6-point scale, if the kid's scoring a 3, they've got some work to do on that, right? But if they're scoring a 6, they're doing pretty well. So that's something to think about. Also, Alex Math. Has anybody heard about Alex Math? Your kids talk about that? Okay, so that's another program that starts use for about 5th grade level. I think we have maybe a 4th grade class using it, but it starts about a 5th grade level. What it does is it has, children can work at their own pace on that. So in the classroom, a 5th grade teacher is going to teach 5th grade math, because those are the standards that you have to cover. What Alex does is it can reinforce those 5th grade skills. It can also help a child who's still learning those 4th grade skills and needs to catch up at 4th grade level. It can also help the child who's working at an 8th grade level do 8th grade work and keep moving so that they're not being held back. So it allows for differentiation or different levels of learning with this children. One teacher could not provide 6 lessons during that math time at all of those different levels. It's just not possible. So the main grade level instruction can go from the teacher, and then the technology, again, reaches the kids at their level. Alex, by the way, is a program that can be ran on their netbooks from home as well as their iPads from home. So if they want to work ahead, I have a math junkie at my house and I have a child who doesn't care for math at all. My math junkie works on Alex all the time. And so it's good. He's working ahead and that's good. The other one works out too, but not by choice. So he certainly does. We also use a program at the high school called turnitin.com. It's an anti-plagiarism program. So when the kids write a paper about something, they can put their paper into that program and it can check it to make sure that it's an authentic piece of writing. And at that level, that's really important because they're getting ready to go start writing for the universities. So we need to make sure that they're writing their own work